Hello everyone, this is Vemuri Srirekha working as lecturer in the Department of Computer Science at Sri Durga Malleswar Siddhartha Mahila Kalasala situated in Vijayawada. Now let us discuss the evolution and impact of software engineering. First of all, let us understand what is software evolution. The process of developing a software product using SE principles and methods is referred to as software evolution. It means we need to develop the software product depending upon certain methods and principles. The process of developing a software product using those principles and methods is referred to as software evolution. It includes the initial development of the software and its maintenance and updates till desired software product is developed, which satisfies the expected requirements. Whenever the user initiates a software product, then depending upon the software product initiation, the user has certain requirements to be fulfilled in developing the software. We need to check the fulfillments of the user whenever the software is delivered to the particular user depending upon his requirements. Whenever the software product satisfies the user requirements, then our task is successfully completed. In order to evaluate the software, there are three steps process involved in order to create a particular software. First one is evolution starts from only requirement gathering process. It starts from only requirement gathering. It means we need to gather certain requirements of the user before starting or designing our software product. In the next step, the developers need to create certain prototypes for the intended software and show it to the users so that they can collect the feedback at the early stage of development of the software product. It means the software developer must always be interacting with the user so that the user can check the software product in between and he can all the time give his feedback so that if any changes are to be done in that software product at the early stages only, it can be rectified so that no disturbance comes in between the software developer and the user. And the third step, last step in evaluation process is the user suggests desired changes on which several consecutive updates and maintenance keep on changing to till the original software has been accomplished. It means whenever the user suggests certain changes, the developer must continuously update the changes and also need to maintain the changes in the original software, which we termed it as documentation. Next, coming to the evolution of an art into an engineering discipline. First of all, let us understand the evolution process of SE. So, software engineering principles have been evolved over last 60 years with contributions from various researchers and also software professionals. Over the years, it has emerged from a pure art to a craft and finally to an engineering discipline. Let us understand different types of styles involved in the evolution of art form to the engineering discipline. The first type is ad hoc programming style. Early programmers used this type of style in order to develop the program, variously being referred to as exploratory, build and fix, and code and fix styles. Build and fix style. Here, the program is quickly developed without making any specification, plan, or design. The different imperfections that are subsequently noticed are fixed. Whenever the changes are performed, then with, without depending upon any specification or planning or designing, those changes are fixed into that software. Then the software is built. Coming to the exploratory programming style. This style is an informal style in the sense that there are no set of rules or recommendations that a programmer has to follow. Every programmer himself evolves his own software development techniques, where the software developer has his own ideas. Depending upon his ideas, he will be implementing the software product. Next, coming to the evolution of technology with the time. Let us understand with the help of a diagram that represents time on x-axis and technology on y-axis. This is the graph that represents the evolution of technology over the time. In the early days, we used to follow the art form, where esoteric use of past experience is followed. Depending upon the experience, the art form is created. Later on, when the time has been increased, the technology advancements also increased. There, the art form is converted into craft form, where craft form uses unorganized data from the past experience. So, the unorganized data represents there are no specific rules or specific systematic approach that is followed. Depending upon the previous experience, it will be following the unorganized use of it. Later, whenever the time has been increased over the years and the technology advancements came to the engineering discipline, it means the craft form is converted to engineering discipline, where we follow systematic use of past experience, and depending on our experience, the scientific methods are being implemented using an engineering approach. A matter of fact, this pattern of evolution is not very different from that seen in any other engineering disciplines, irrespective of whether, if we consider iron making, paper making, software development, or building construction. Evolution of technology has been followed strikingly similar patterns. Every technology in the initial years starts as a form of art. Over the time, it graduates to a craft and finally emerges as an engineering discipline. Next, coming to the solution to the software crisis. When we compare software and hardware, the crisis is based on software only, because whenever we purchase any software product, then we will be demanding certain amount in order to purchase the software, and whenever we are going to purchase any hardware, then along with the hardware to work, we need a software along with the hardware. That is the main crisis of the software. It means without a software, a hardware cannot work. That is the reason why we are coming across the software crisis. For that reason, consider the graph that is presented on the screen, that is from 1960 to 2008. The graph is represented. On x-axis year is mentioned and on y-axis hardware cost or software cost is mentioned. Gradually from 1960 to 2008, the hardware software cost has been decreased over the years, because the hardware component is a physical device, whereas the software component is a logical device which works only depending upon the instructions given by the programmer depending upon the user's interest. For that reason, as the years has been changing, the hardware cost remained the same when compared with software. The software purpose of the software usage of the users have been increased and the interest of the users have been increasing from time to time. That is the reason why the software crisis has been occurred. The expenses that organizations all over the world are incurring on only software purchases when compared with hardware purchases. Over the years, we are following the same trend. As shown in the figure, organizations are spending increasingly larger portions of their budget on software when compared with that of hardware. Among all the symptoms of the present software crisis, the trend of increasing software cost is probably most vexing. Not only are the software products becoming progressively more expensive than hardware, but they also present a host of other problems to the customers. Software products are very difficult to alter, debug, and enhance the system. Usage of resources are non-optimal. Often they fail to meet the user requirements and are far from being reliable, frequently crash, and also often delivered lately as they need to satisfy the customer needs. At present, many organizations are actually spending much more on software than on hardware. If this trend continues, we might soon have a rather amusing scenario. The symptoms of software crisis are not hard to observe. Apparently, there are many factors, the important ones being rapidly increasing problem size, lack of adequate training in software engineering techniques, increasing skill shortage, and low productivity improvements. Then, what is the remedy for this? It is believed that a satisfactory solution to the present software crisis possibly come from a spread of software engineering practices among the developers, coupled with further advancements to the engineering discipline of the software itself. We need to engineer the software product in such a way that the future requirements of the user are to be assumed beforehand, so that there will be no corrections or no updations when compared with the previous design products of the software. In this way only we can solve the solution of the software crisis depending upon the user requirements. So the developers must have skilled training in order to have an outlook of what are the changes that are identified by the users after the software has been created and used, so that beforehand they will be changing all the particular requirements of the user depending upon the market scenario. Hope everyone have followed and thank you for bearing with me. Hope you have already identified all the learning outcomes. Those are defining the software evolution, the process of it, and different styles involved in it, and explanation of evolution of technology with time, and is software a crisis? If so, explain with the solution for it. Thank you, one and all.